Type in the chat box if you guys are familiar with what Google Guarantee is.
Sometimes referred to as local service ads as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say, did if we can, just a question that came up a little while ago. It is working for you, TCS, perfect. Google Guaranteed, yes, Google Guaranteed is awesome. Maybe, I don't know, maybe just because we're on the topic, Brian, do you want to cover Google Guaranteed, and then maybe after that we'll go over to virtual selling, kind of how Google Guaranteed works. So again, I'll just quickly share my screen back up here. So Google Guaranteed, our suggestion, use it as the primary way to drive service work. Conventional Google ads are way, way overpriced. They're way, way too expensive. Instead, use Google Guaranteed, and we'll show you a bit of a rundown of what Google Guaranteed is if you're not into it. And even if you are into it, I'd say 95% of the time it's not being run right, and it's its own ranking system. You're not able to pop up very high. So service work, Google Guaranteed is the one that you want to be in. Facebook social media is bad at driving service work. Google Guaranteed is kind of where you want to be. So we'll show you a bit more on that here.
Hey, Robin, I saw your message in here. You're not sure what it is. Where can you type in the chat box? Or actually, can you unmute Robin?
Yes, I can, of course.
Okay,
Yes.
thank you.
She's already unmuted. There she is.
Whereabouts are you from, Robin? We can
Minneapolis. Minneapolis.
Okay. Can we pull up Minneapolis and just kind of show her an example of?
Sure, I'm pulling it up right now, and
Cool.
I'll share my screen here. Let me know when you can see my screen here, Robin. So just first of all,
there you go.
Google Guaranteed here would just be all these listings on the top. These are Google Guaranteed.
Okay.
These are Google AdWords, which are below. These ones are your Maps listings. So you can see that Google Guaranteed is on the complete top, and then AdWords, and then Maps. You don't pay for Maps, but it's difficult to get on the top. AdWords, you pay as a bidding strategy. So let's say this company is bidding $50, and this guy comes in at 60. He's going to rank better. There's other factors that go into it other than ad ranking, but the difference between this and this comes up at the top. There's no bidding strategy. It's a flat rate that they charge per each phone call. And if the phone call lasts longer than 30 seconds, that's the only time you get charged. If it's a spam call, you can dispute it as spam. If the call doesn't last longer than 30 seconds, you don't get charged. And we're seeing an average of about $25 a call. That would be a call, obviously the call that lasts longer than 30 seconds.
Does that make sense to you, Robin?
Yes. Thank you.
So basically what Google is doing is they're getting into the pay per lead model now, right? And there is a pool of companies right now that they're trying to just get as many of as they possibly can. And eventually what's going to happen is it's going to get as expensive as Google ads have been, right? We're on the Google AdWords side. So they're trying to get as many new contractors Google Guaranteed as possible because it's affordable right now. And a lot of contractors can get service work from that right now because of that. But eventually, once they hit their peak, right, like anything else that Google does, they will charge you for it. So
yeah, Google Guaranteed. That's a good point, Mark. It reminds me, like, for my HVAC business, 2007, 2008, like we were like the second company in my area to get into just conventional Google ads, like, pay-per-click, clicking on a furnace broken or air conditioner, need a new air conditioner or whatever else. It was like $1 a click. It was like free. And then, I didn't realize how big the opportunity was because over time it's $20, $50, $100. And then Google has just priced itself out of the market. So now they're doing the same thing here. They're keeping the price down. It's $25 a phone call, but once they've sucked everybody in, they're going to start raising the price, $35, $40, $50. So our suggestion is do as much as you possibly can in Google Guaranteed before they start cranking prices up. So
yeah, and the great thing about this is it's on the top. So let's say if I really need my AC repaired on a hot day, let's say it's 89 degrees out, and I'm going to go click on the first person. And if I call this number, it's a Google tracking number. This is not the business's phone number. So they give them a call. Google knows when the call lasts longer than 30 seconds. They record the call. They know everything about the call. And what you want to do is you want to feed them as much data as possible to get you to rank better. And they know if you're answering the phone or not. So let's say you're not responsive to the phone. They're going to rank you worse. So there's a couple factors that go into it. And to show you that there, I'm going to pull up one of our existing clients here. And I will just go over to reports here.
Hey, Robin, is that Hero Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling? Is that one of the top competitors in that area? That looks like they have a ton of reviews.
Yeah, they're not bad. I don't run into them very much.
So this was one client I did in the Detroit area. We started optimizing it. We can see that if I go to custom in January, they got
You got March there, Ryan.
2 leads chart. Oh, that's March 1st to 31st. Let me see. Custom. Let's go January. 2 leads. And last month after I optimized it,
That's last week.
last month, 36.
So what it is, it's a very weird setup. So, and again, if you're a client of ours and we're helping you with Google Guaranteed, all that, essentially it's a weird system. You need to fight with Google and do everything you can to let you spend more money. And it's happening because they're suppressing the prices and too many guys are fighting over the same lead. So you got to do everything to make your Google Guaranteed perfect, which will allow you to spend more money. Imagine if you spent $200 a day, but your phone rang with like 8 fantastic leads that you went out and made a pile of money with. Like it's a great service, and get as much from it while you can. So,
And the thing to remember here is that you're not being charged per click. This is charged per phone call over 30 seconds.
Yeah. So all these phone calls, the 36 leads charged, they're all calls that lasted longer than 30 seconds. So they're all valid leads.
So what happens if a lead is not valid, Ryan? Let's say a competitor calls just to see if they can make them pay money, or it's as we all know, running Google ads, sometimes you're going to get spammers calling you on that number. What can you do with Google with that?
So they usually filter out most of the spam, but sometimes you'll end up with one. There's a dispute function in Google Guaranteed itself. You just click dispute, and it will give you various different reasons. Like, let's say you don't do that service. Someone calls for refrigeration. You don't do refrigeration. You dispute that. And they're really easy with it. I've never seen where they deny a dispute. If you get a spam call, you can call a dispute. Even if they're out of your service area, you can always dispute that.
Can you touch on the budget and how much per lead with Google Guaranteed?
Perfect. Yes. And so the difference, these guys turned the ads off because 36 was a little bit too much. That's one big thing about Google Guaranteed too, is that it's just one button to turn the ads on and off. And you can go in your phone, and let's say I've got a busy week. I go in on my phone on the app, I turn it off, and if I want to go back in, I turn it on again. So I'm just going to show a bit of the budget real quick here. Instead of Facebook ads where you set a daily budget, or Google ads, traditional Google ads, you set a weekly budget. So right now they have it set to about $230 a week. So can't do the math off the top of my head.
$23.
There we go. Perfect. Got him. So about $23 a day
Per lead.
And we got a tip lowering the budget.
Yeah, $23 per lead, right?
Yes.
Yep.
So you can do this, and you can set it to as high as you want. So 4,140, obviously that's unrealistic. Or you could set it as low as $60, $70. And we're seeing around $25 a lead. Obviously, if you're in a big city like New York, it's going to be around 30. But in a little city, you're going to see around 20. Sometimes you'll see 23. But you're not going to see anything where it's like a $50, $60 click.